All right, let's talk about two of the biggest and maybe most confused superpowers in the world of cloud computing: high availability and scalability. You hear these terms thrown around all the time, and they sound kind of similar, right? But they actually solve totally different problems. So let's get clear on what they are and, why your favorite apps almost never seem to go down anymore.
You know that feeling, right? You're about to snag those last-minute concert tickets, or you're uploading a project with seconds to spare, and poof, the site just dies. It is beyond frustrating. Well, that exact moment, that digital headache, is the very problem the cloud was built to prevent.
And it tackles this with two very distinct strategies. I like to think of them as two different heroes. You've got high availability, who's like the guardian, always on watch, making sure the lights stay on. And then you've got scalability, the master of adaptation, ready to change shape at a moment's notice. They work together to make our digital lives way more reliable.
So let's start with that first hero, the one who makes the always-on promise. This is the world of high availability. It's all about one simple thing: making sure that when you go to use a service, it's actually there for you, no matter what.
So what does this really mean? Well, think of high availability as the cloud's defense mechanism. It's designed from the ground up to keep things running, even when things go wrong, like a server failing or a power cut somewhere. Its one and only job is to maximize that uptime.
And here's the thing. This isn't just a "we'll try our best" kind of deal. Nope. Cloud providers actually put this guarantee in writing. It's called a service level agreement, or an SLA. It's a formal contract that promises a certain percentage of uptime. So reliability isn't just a hope, it's a commitment you can count on.
Okay, so if high availability is about being constantly ready, our other hero, scalability, is about being instantly flexible. It answers a totally different but just as important question. What happens when your service suddenly gets insanely popular?
At its heart, scalability is the cloud's amazing ability to be a shapeshifter. It can grow or shrink its resources, we're talking things like computing power or storage, to perfectly match the demand at any given second. So no wasted power when things are quiet, and absolutely no getting overwhelmed when you suddenly go viral.
And this brings two massive benefits. First, you get the flexibility to handle those huge traffic spikes, think Black Friday sales or a viral video launch. But just as important is the cost efficiency. Back in the day, you'd have to buy servers big enough for your absolute busiest moment, even if that only happened once a year. With the cloud, you just pay for what you use. When demand drops, your resources shrink, and so does your bill.
But how does a system actually get bigger or smaller like that? How does the magic happen? Well, it turns out there are two fundamental ways you can scale. You can either make your current resources more powerful, or you can just add more resources to the team.
So on one side, you've got vertical scaling, also known as scaling up. Think of this like upgrading your own laptop. You pop it open and add more RAM or a faster processor to make that one single machine more powerful. Then, on the other side, there's horizontal scaling, or scaling out. This is completely different. Instead of upgrading one machine, you're just adding more machines to share the work. Instead of one supercomputer, you get a whole team of them working together. So, when you put these two concepts together, high availability and scalability, you really start to see the true power of the cloud. It's not just about renting servers from someone else. It's about having a service that is both incredibly tough and amazingly adaptive.
All right, let's boil it all down. Here's the key takeaway. High availability is your rock. It's your insurance policy against downtime. It delivers reliability, period. Scalability is your engine for growth. It gives you the flexibility to handle anything the world throws at you. And when you combine them, well, that's when you get the holy grail, a service that's tough, flexible, and cost-efficient.
And that leaves us with a really interesting thought. We now have this foundation for services that almost never fail and can handle, well, a virtually unlimited number of people. With those huge problems basically solved, what new kinds of digital experiences can we start to build? What becomes possible when the platform itself is just this powerful? That's the exciting frontier we're all exploring right now.